What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're here with the brand new point farming event for the end of March heading into April, which is going to be with this Sasaki character. This particular event is interesting because you can actually see that it is labeled as Pirate EXP times 2, and the actual event itself will normally give more EXP than usual, and this is in turn to get you to grind more EXP to then earn more legend tickets on the 8th of May is the cutoff period to make sure to just level up as much as you possibly can. Ideally reach level 1000, that's the highest you can possibly go to get the maximum rewards in order for you to get up to 100 free legend tickets. It's absolutely absurd. But anyways, talking about this a little bit more briefly, a little bit more into the chopper man missions here, there's obviously going to be chopper man missions relating to this, including, you know, just the limit break materials for the character. There's a lot of gem rewards actually, which is pretty nice, some cotton candy, and then of course there's going to be a legend ticket later on in the event. But this goes all the way up to 50,000 points, and I don't really know who's going to be grinding up to 50,000 because, I mean, if you don't have the batch, the boosted list is just so bad in this event, I must say. The boosted list is so awful that if you are unlucky enough to not have any of the batch characters, meaning like the Sanji, Robin, Frankie, Brook, I mean, you're not really going to be reaching 50k anytime soon. It's going to take you a really long time to do it. I know personally, I'm probably not even going to worry about grinding up to 50k because that is just absolutely stupid. But let's talk about the unit itself very, very briefly, which is going to be the Sasaki character. Sasaki's actually like pretty good in my personal opinion. He actually has a lot of like really cool things going on. If I can actually find the character, it'd take me a while to find him. Here he is right here. Sasaki, being a quick free spirit powerhouse, Captain effect is a 3x boost to those two classes and 15% damage reduction, and his special ability, which actually maxes out pretty low, goes to a 10 turn cooldown. I believe through limit break it probably goes a bit lower too, but it reduces increased damage taken and despair by 5 turns, and then changes free spirit and powerhouse characters type slots into matching, and then also gives you 25% damage reduction for 10 turns. A very unique effect there. And if the crew already has a damage reduction effect when you launch the special, he gives a 2x orb boost to free spirit and powerhouse characters. It would have been awesome if this character did have double special activation, but, you know, with the way that this is structured, it's like, it's aiming to try and use his special as soon as possible, and then you use it again later on to enable you to get the orb boost, because he applies 10 turns of a damage reduction effect. When you use his special again, you'll be able to get the orb boosting effect. I assume that this guy's probably going to be a good captain in one of the treasure map bosses later on, in the month of April. That's my just brief assumption there, but I could definitely see that being the case here. This character, he seems pretty good, and he's got a support effect attaching to the other Toby Ropo characters, giving 30% damage reduction whenever you launch the special, so that's pretty cool. And I need to have a look at his limit break tree real quick, just to see if he gets anything interesting. He does get -1 cooldown. He gets a sailor effect of reducing his special reverse by 2 turns. That's pretty good. He also gets the enrage effect. He gets an additional 1 turn of cooldown. So he goes down to an 8 turn cooldown, which is actually not too bad at all. So I think this has definitely been one of the better point farming event characters that we've had over the past few months, for sure. Would have been better if his captain ability was a little bit stronger. And of course, this character is boosted in his own event. So once you get the character, he'll be somewhat useful in this event, but I don't think he's going to be like the end all be all, kind of like what some of the other characters were in the other previous point farming events. But that's it, guys. That's the breakdown of this character. I have 3 teams in this video that are able to get the job done, albeit, you know, not amazing point boost, but they do get the job done versus this boss fight. Jumping into the first team, he is going to be with Wano Law as the captain. He is a boosted character for this event, and it may be tricky when you actually look at your team builds, because there are some characters that are highlighted as boosted units, but it's actually a little bit of overlap with the Kizuna clash, so you do have to be a little bit careful. Some of the characters on this team are not boosted, namely the Rare Recruit Smoothie. The Kizuna Chopper is also not boosted for this event either. However, Law, Komurasaki, and also Frankie are all boosted. Now, I know not a lot of people are going to have Komurasaki. She's literally only here to get rid of the rainbow shield on the final boss stage, but she also does provide a color affinity boost, which definitely helps out. Don't know if it's required, but you may need to use a support in order to get some type of minor color affinity boost here. Okay, so speaking on this event in general, this is a really hard, difficult event to build for in terms of building for point boosters. Apu here, only 3 million health, but he does apply 5 turns of despair, so once sockets are applied, it's only 2 turns of despair that you have to remove, and depending on his health that he has left, he actually does different things on turn 1, so either way, killing turn 1 shouldn't be too tricky to get around. But then you've got stage 4. Now there's 2 different variations. You've got King and you've got Queen, both of which are strength, both of which are 7 million HP bosses. Now, they both do the same thing. They both apply a burn, they both apply block, and they both do a 70% health cut. However, you've got King, which does a despair for 7 turns, whereas Queen does a bind for 6 turns to your top and bottom row. So, ideally, you need to have a bind and a despair remover, and due to sockets and stuff, you do actually need a pretty significant bind and despair remover, because it's 6 turns of bind, which means you need a 3-turn bind remover, and then it's 7 turns of despair, so you need a 4-turn despair remover. So yeah, this stage can be quite tricky to get around, and you can't like get around the burn just by hitting perfects. Like, you actually have to remove it in a lot of cases, because the burn does 10,000 damage to your team, and after 70% health cut, in a lot of cases, you probably will need to remove that burn in some way, shape, or form, which is why I'm suggesting to use Frankie as a friend captain, because his captain ability is able to remove it for you, which is actually really good. Final boss stage, poison slots are inflicted here, so you do need some type of special that is able to remove poison, because that is going to enable you to get around these poison slots. He also becomes an int character, so having psi characters for type advantage is very useful. Once again, Frankie's kind of nice for that. Also, he inflicts attack down for 3 turns, and he has a 4-turn rainbow shield. So lots of annoying gimmicks here on the Sasaki fight in terms of building for points. Moving on now to the second team. Now, this is not a high point boosting team at all. It literally only has like 1 point booster, I think, if I remember correctly. Now, the reason why we've built it in this way is because in this event, the event itself does have higher pirate EXP that is going to be given to you, and also for the first, I believe, 72 hours of the event, it's going to give an additional 2 times EXP. So this is the perfect time to farm some pirate EXP to level up for the Sugo Fest ticket campaign that is happening all throughout April until May 8. So you have until May 8 to get your pirate level as high as possible. The higher your pirate level, the more Sugo Fest exclusive tickets are going to be distributed to you. So if you are in that kind of realm where you want to be farming for some pirate EXP, this is a team that is able to get the job done. Now, I did see a couple of people suggest, potentially using Shanks crew instead of the Shanks and Whitebeard character. That is definitely an option. However, if you do have Shanks and Whitebeard, it makes it a lot easier, that's for sure, because they're just completely broken with that switch and their special ability. Also, this Chopper character, Kizuna Chopper, is exceptionally useful because he is able to remove the poison on the final boss stage. He gets rid of attack down as well. So essentially, use his special in the final stage to remove almost all of the debuffs against Sasaki, which is just great. So having a character like that, and also being free to play from last month, is just super great. But if you are the type of person that are trying to play this event to actually get the rewards from the event, I probably wouldn't suggest this team. This is not a very good team for that. But if you're the type of player that's aiming to get as much pirate EXP as possible throughout this month, then this is the one that you want to go for. And then the final team of this video, got to give a massive shout out to ShiRenOPTC on Twitter, who actually originally shared this team. Now this team does not have a full boosted list, considering we are using this treasure map queen character. The only reason why he is here is because he's able to remove the rainbow shield on the final boss stage, as well as receiving all of the buffs from Frankie's captain and special effect. So it's very, very important to have someone like that, and Queen just fits the bill perfectly. And this team is probably the team that I'm going to aim to use throughout this event period, considering I don't really want to farm for Pirate EXP anyway. This is a very nice team, as Zoro is able to wave clear the first 2 stages, and Frankie kind of just heavy carries throughout the entire rest of the dungeon here. I mean, against stage 4 where you've got some strength enemies, he doesn't have type advantage there, but having access to the free-to-play Sasaki as well as the Queen character for that type advantage is pretty useful. In this instance here, we find Queen, which means we get binded. If we do get King and we get despaired instead, we'd want to use the Sasaki special, which is able to remove that despair for us. I believe in this video, I don't remember if his special was actually ready to go, but you know, obviously if you've got him max special level, will be ready to go, because in this clip here, he had no special ups, so just letting you guys know about that. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. It really does suck that the boosted list for this event is so harsh, considering they really are forcing you guys, you know, come on, play this event, get more Pirate EXP, but yet they make the event so tricky to build for, so you can't get points and EXP at the same time. It really is forcing you to go one way or the other. So a little bit of a hindrance there from the OPTC team. But anyways, really hope you guys have enjoyed this video today. And if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
Piratesに任せとけ